So we are leaving Bamfield. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. We're heading south to Astoria, Columbia River. And as you can see, you can't see anything. It's just pitch black and it's foggy, and I mean, Rebecca is standing in the bow, at the bow with a strong hand torch and lightning a little, so everything which might be in the water will be reflected, but it's pitch dark here. A few hours later, the sun rose and we had a very pleasant sail on the open ocean. But suddenly, for any reason, the autopilot went off and we tried to correct the course before resetting it. But the rudder wouldn't move to starboard, it only moved to port. I checked the systems on board but couldn't find any failures. So my only idea was, we must have hit one of the million fisher buoys and it got stuck between the rudder and blocked it from moving freely. I needed to dive. Because all this happened while we were crossing the super busy traffic separation scheme, we contacted the Canadian Coast Guard and asked for assistance in form of letting all big ships around us know that we can't maneuver at the time. They agreed and we had time to concentrate on solving our problem. I couldn't find anything below the water. The rudder looked very good and nothing was blocking it. So it must have been the hydraulic pump which blocks the rudder.
My crew works perfect, and you can see the shipping lane here. There's a big cargo vessel, and there's another one, and we passed another one. We talked to the Coast Guard, they informed the ships here and let them know that we have problems with our steering, so they take a big berth around us. Thank you for that.
Luckily, we figured out that the autopilot was working, so we steered zero over the electronics and set sails again. This wasn't the place to rest any longer than necessary. Check out this. Speed over ground. The rest of the sail to Astoria was awesome, and we enjoyed being back on the ocean every mile. Wind and waves were pushing us and zero was almost flying south. I still had a bad feeling in my stomach about crossing the bar without a proper rudder. But I practiced using the electronics and it worked out pretty good. We are just a stone's throw away from the entrance to the Columbia River. The conditions are calm. We have around 5 to 6 feet every 8 seconds. Wind is pretty much northeast with around 10 knots. And I think we just go in. It looks good for me. It was a really nice trip. We except the moment when we had these rudder issues. Good wind,
and we're pretty fast. Our time calculation fits almost 100%, but we slowed down a little a couple hours ago, so we are here right in time. High tide will be in 1.5 hours, and it's still flooding, so it's good.
Because we arrived from Canada, we contacted customs. They agreed that we can anchor and ding in instead of trying to dock zero in the narrow harbor with strong winds and a disabled wheel to steer. After that, we started to fix the helm pump. I talked to the local marine store and called the manufacturer. I couldn't believe what the problem was. My dad must have accidentally closed one of the valves, which of course stops the rudder to move in that direction. Unbelievable that I didn't see that immediately. I guess after all the trouble with the rudder in the past, I always expect something bad to happen. I definitely need to work on that. We spent a couple days in Astoria and were stoked by the huge amount of seals on the docks.
Look at this! Nicht, dass die jetzt ins Boot kommen wollen hier. Jetzt soll ich mich so nah ran. Die springen uns nachher nur nicht rein, ey. Bist du verrückt?
Imagine your anchor here. There's no chance to sleep. This is so loud.
We then started for a river excursion, but this time we took zero. The Columbia River is beautiful, and after just a few miles away from Astoria, it looks very remote.
Comes this October morning's first light from black. The clouds part ways and neither looks back. I've been chasing the sun. I've been chasing the wrong one. I've tried time and again to pile stone upon stone, unbalance these scales. Now I'm trying again. I can finally see the reason it fails.
We had to share the channel with quite a few huge cargo ships. Our VHF was scanning channels 13 and 16 permanently, and we got quite a bunch of calls from the commercial captains.
He's doing over 15 knots on a river.
We sailed up to Longview and left the boat in Rainier at the public dock. Richard, a friend we met in Weymouth, picked us up and we explored Portland.
Our friend Richard took us to a German restaurant called Stammtisch. And my dad is really excited. Because he can read the manual actually. And it's all in German, and yeah, we'll see if it's authentic or not. It's good. Let's have a good beer. Really good beer.
I hope so.
Yeah. Prost! So, because you're a real buyer, how do you like it?
Yes, very good.
Yeah?
Super.
Super! So what do you have?
How do you say it?
Maultaschen.
Montage
Maultaschen.
and warm potatoes.
Okay. So is it really true German food?
Well, it's pretty close to that. It's okay.
Okay, vessels up to 40 feet are not permitted to cross the bar, but we are bigger.
What's next on syZERO? After a few nice days on the Columbia River, we wanted to leave. But the conditions at the river bar were too rough,
Okay, now we
and the
are
Coast Guard
Victory.
didn't let us go. So we turned around.
And actually, Coast Guard says it's prohibited to cross the bar west of Buoy